conversation, you and I. Let's. There's something on my mind that I'd like to bring your way, and I really would love people who are here in Rivers State or who do business from neighboring states in Rivers State, to join in this conversation because it is important. Now, yesterday, the Rivers State Investment and Economic Summit started, right? Yes, it did. And from what we learned, they talked about how they can grow the economy of Rivers State and how they can attract investment. And that the governor made certain promises like stopping multiple taxation. I mean, we've heard that song before. I think that's the title of the song, right? Correct me if I'm wrong, but we've heard it before. And, they talked about stopping multiple taxation. They talked about, making it very easy for businesses to thrive, the ease of doing business, making it better and all of that stuff. They talked about ensuring that certain key sectors, sensitive sectors, are worked on or are developed so that Rivers people can have a buoyant economy. But more importantly, the governor earmarked a huge amount of money that will be put on ground so that the private sector can also see that as a good enough reason, as motivation, as incentive to also put their money in Rivers State when we talk investment. So that happened yesterday. I'm yet to get the juicy details of the investment and economic summit for today. That's today's edition, but that was that from yesterday. But then during the banquet, is it a cocktail party yesterday held at is it the banquet hall? I don't know the venue. I don't know what venue it was yesterday. The governor made a statement that got me thinking, and I'm going to read the article. When I read the article, I'm going to be asking certain questions. And these questions are very important, once again, to the development of Rivers. Now, some of you say, why are we talking development of Rivers State? If Rivers State becomes very buoyant economically, do you know what that means? It means that the money in your pockets will have value. It means that you will have money in your pockets in the first place. It means that you will be able to afford the good life, not just for you, but for your family members. It also would have ripple effect like reduction of criminality. It will boost education. The health sector will be better, and generally living in Nigeria will be very much talked about in a positive light. Yes, you heard me right. And that's what it means to have a good economy. Now, for instance, in Nigeria, even as cumbersome as it is to live in a state like Lagos State, many people still have their dreams positioned in Lagos State. Some of them still want to go and settle in Lagos State because it is believed that Lagos State is the state that is most economically viable. Correct me if I'm wrong. This is where majority of the industries are, majority of the headquarters of companies are, majority of the businesses are. So economically, people want to go to Lagos. And it's no wonder Lagos would always churn out huge internally generated revenue data, and other states will be like, what can we do to get it right? And they first of all were able to attract investment and made their economy buoyant. Now, according to the Sun newspaper, Rivers State Governor Siminalayi Fubara has vowed to sustain the drive at mobilizing critical stakeholders with attractive investment portfolios in the business community to join forces with his administration to change economic growth trajectory of the state. Speaking at a cocktail party at the banquet hall of Government House in Port Harcourt on Wednesday night, Governor Fubara told the captains of businesses that the economic summit will provide salient data that would assist his administration to draw up economic roadmap for the state. Governor Fubara emphasized the need to awaken the state from its economic slumber and assume its own status of an economically viable state to compete with countries considered to be advanced and developed. Now, I would like us to take note of that paragraph, and I read it once again. Governor Fubara emphasized the need to awaken the state from its economic slumber and assume its known status of an economically viable state to compete with countries considered to be advanced and developed. Now, he said, and I quote, as seen on the Sun newspaper, in the real sense of it, Rivers State is noted for very special things: peace-loving people, people that are very industrious. Even from the ancient days, we have farmers in the hinterland, we have fishermen, those ones that live on the coastline. We are very hardworking. Now today, because of industrialization, because of white-collar jobs and too much of education, what we do is to wear very expensive suits, stay in an office, sign the papers, and you know the next thing that happens. I don't want to mention it. He also stated, but we need to move the state forward. We have been one of the most, would I say, economically viable states before this time, but somehow a few things went wrong and we found ourselves where we are today. Now today, we have called everybody, we have called the whole world. You represent the world, and we are telling you that we want to change the trajectory of our state. We want to see our state move like every other developing nation. Rivers State, if it were to be any other place, should be a country of its own. We have all the resources. We have oil, we have gas, we have every other valuable resource. The world is moving towards blue economy, and we have a wonderful coastline. The governor confessed that most expectations might have been met and some other things had not been executed perfectly at the first instance. But the most important thing is to start a process, and that has been done. And I quote, "Forgive us where we have not gotten it right. Help us to correct our wrongs, but see to what you can do to help us move our state forward." I've said it before, and I'm going to say it again. Our own commitment is to Rivers State people first. If Rivers State is not succeeding, there wouldn't be a struggle for political control. So let it be that I'm improving Rivers State so that there will be heavy tussle for political control. At least history will remember me for that. Okay, so that's what he said. Let's see. All right. Okay. So I'm going to stop there. I'm going to get your thoughts shortly. But first, I want to pick on some points as seen in that article. The attitude of Rivers people. The governor said they would rather, have white-collar jobs, oil and gas, or sit in an air-conditioned room than go out there and do what we are known for, which is farming and fishing. Is that really the case? Is that really the case? Because just maybe if we were still into our fishing and farming, just maybe we would have been able to provide, first of all, food that every one of us can afford, right? Food would have been cheap, gari, fufu, basically things that can be gotten from cassava, because we're very good with cassava farming. We could have, had fishes being sold at very affordable price. Maybe we could have had tubers of yam and the likes, but basically agriculture could have thrived in the state. So my first question is, what then has hindered agricultural activities, whether farming or fishing? What really has hindered it? Is it insecurity? Is it the fact that the youths are no longer wanting to get their hands dirty like the governor had insinuated while he was making that speech? Or is it because the government has made it too difficult, first by politicizing the state, and then secondly by focusing on legacy projects, infrastructure, roads and all the likes, and not necessarily investing in these key sectors? Secondly, the governor is saying he wants to invest. He wants to take Rivers State to its supposed potential, or he wants Rivers State to live at its potential, its maximum, its peak potential. what are some of the things that we can do? What are some of the areas that we can focus on to enable us get to that peak of our potential? 3, how did we even get here? How did we? Because the governor says, see, we're land blessed with so many resources, but how do we get to the point where we are a land almost characterized with famine and too much expenses? Like some people said in the last hour conversation, it is very difficult for us to go out there and buy staple food, or rather staple, talking about rice, talking about gari, talking about yam and the likes. It's very difficult because those things are expensive. So how did we get here in the first place? How did we get here? Commercial break. All right.
The Council of
you and I to, interact. Time for you to call in and tell me what your thoughts are on this very issue. And once again, I'm looking at, the Rivers State economic potential. What are some of those key areas that you think government from over the years have abandoned, have left fallow, For instance, very close to me, the syringe factory, very conspicuous also is the there's something I remember now, I just forgot. I mean, the syringe factory, there is the Songhai farm, for instance. And I mean, the government promised to resuscitate it, but it's not looking like a political statement. I wonder what is being done. The former administration talked about the cassava processing plant. What really has become of that? So we're looking at all of these investments, and we're getting your thoughts on that. What are some of the other abandoned key sectors by governments, different administrations of Rivers State? And I'd like to get your thoughts. 08179230002, 08179230003, and 08179230007 WhatsApp number. Remember, you can send in audio and text format messages to the number 0809 0306416. What are your thoughts? I've asked like several questions already, but I'd like to get your thoughts on the questions I've asked. Let's start with this voice note and let's see what Mr. Emmanuel has got to say. Remember, you're listening to Hard Facts on 92.3 Nigeria Info, and I am Kalada Korubatubo.
I listened to the governor and what you just read out. My name is Emmanuel from Iwafe. This not wanting to dirty your hand, the youth, is not only River State youth and all the rest of them, is totally Niger Delta. Since oil was discovered, our attention turned from the agriculture. In the entire Nigeria, our politicians, everybody turned from whatever we are doing in agriculture to oil. Everybody want to be in the oil industry. Everyone want to work in an oil industry. Till they politicize River State, that has been the case, where everybody want to wait for the oil company to pay them money. The community boys are waiting for oil company to pay them money. So I believe if he can achieve human capacity building, building human, not flyover, and all the rest of the things will change. Building human capacity is very, very important. It's not about sitting in a conditioned place and talk. Building human capacity, not flyover, will help. Thank you.
All right, keep those calls coming in. I've got Sir Ken.
Canada, good afternoon. I'm Sir Ken. I'm calling from Port Harcourt. Talking about how we got where we are today in Rivers State. You are a witness. You've been in this state. For the past 8 years, we've had a government that does not understand economics. In simple terms, all that was being done throughout these 8 years was politics in all forms. Most of the companies that other administrations have set up were brought down, were closed down. So what Fubara is doing is really being appreciated, because any government that does not touch the lives of the people, that is not a government. For the past 8 years, look at River State. It's only cement and block, cement and they call it a flyover, or fly on top or whatever. We have not made any progress economically. There's nothing like economics in River State. It's politics, things like Kano Reef, things that make people have. The state is just like that. So I think the Fubara is in the right position. We're going to do everything to support him. I mean, Rivers people. Thank you, Sir Ken.
All right, thank you very much, Sir Ken. Keep your conversations coming in. 08179230002, 08179230003, 08179230007. WhatsApp number 0809 0306416. WhatsApp number 0809 0306416. I'd like to get your thoughts. I've asked several questions. Number one is, what do you make of the governor's statement as it relates to developing key areas, the emphasis on that, so that investors and the economy can grow? What do you make of that? And then the next question is, what are the key areas? And then there is to talk about the attitude of young people, the labor force in Rivers State. The governor, in that statement, in that article, was saying that the youths want white-collar jobs. Is that really the mindset? And is that what has, got us where we are? And that nobody wants to get their hands dirty anymore. And nobody wants to venture into farming, which we are known for historically. Nobody wants to venture into fishing, which we are known for historically. Everybody wants to do oil and gas. Everybody wants to work in an air-conditioned office. Do you agree with the governor on that one? And then there is the final, looking at the abandoned projects littered across the state. The easiest one that comes to mind for me is the syringe factory that is just behind me. Another one is the Songhai farm. Another one, you know them. My question is, how do we get this key sectors working? What are even the key sectors? I'd like to know. All right, let's go back to WhatsApp. This one says, in those days, we used to hear of River State School to Land Authority. Authority. What was it for? Is it not for agriculture? Can the governor look into that and bring it back? And this one says, concerning the first question. Oh my, this is so long a read. I would have to post you there. I've got Pius from Obele. Pius, welcome. What is on your mind? I'd like to hear from you.
Kalada, good evening.
Yeah, welcome.
Yeah, I'm interested about what to do that River State should to boost farm products here in River State.
All right, tell me.
I'm much interested about.
All right, tell me.
What shall we do to get food? Kalada, in the first place, I want to say that Mr. President, Mr. Governor, saying he should help us. One, security. He should help us. Give us a fertilizer. If he should provide the fertilizer, just like the time of Amechi, when Amechi was a governor, when you go to agriculture center, you buy fertilizer in a very cheap rate. It is very quite unfortunate that where we can produce food, we can be able to do it. We claim that our place is fertile. Of course, it's fertile, but not everywhere. With the support of fertilizer, agricultural product will be overdue here in River State. I'm here in Obele. A basin of gari is very cheap here. A bunch of plantain is very cheap here. Come and buy corn. Corn is the supply of corn is beyond human control. Talk of banana and all the rest. But we need fertilizer to boost all the farm products. Listen to me. If so special care is not taken for agriculture, a basin of gari will cost not less than 50,000. Because when we talk about food, the base of food is gari. When you eat gari, you will be sustained for some hours. Not rice. Rice cannot carry you go to farm and do a hard work. Let's face gari and produce gari in a very big quantity so that we will eat and survive and can be able to manufacture some other things. Here is a farm where we can be able to get whatever we want here in River State. Thank you. I'm Pius from Obele.
All right, thank you very much, Pius from Obele. I've got this one. It says, concerning the first question, the world has changed. There is the need for mechanized farming and large-scale investment in the agri sector by the government, companies, and churches to make it lucrative and attractive to the youths. The era of depending on subsistence farming is over. Just yesterday, I shared something on social media platforms. And you said, with the way the country is going, increasing the minimum wage alone isn't enough. Inflation will make it look like nothing was added. There is a need for large-scale investments in agriculture. All the states of the Federation are supposed to have mega farms. The budget of the U.S. for agriculture alone is higher than the entire budget of most African countries. Individually, everyone should learn to place value on farming. If you have a plot of land somewhere, go and farm. It is not wisdom to be buying everything. Read The Richest Man in Babylon. Most of the billionaires of the world have farms. Those gardens used to beautify their apartments have farms. The waterfalls you see are like ponds, so they also fish. Presidents of advanced countries go fishing. We need to have a paradigm shift in Nigeria. If the demand is low, the price of the product will drop. Mr. Moke. Mr. Moke, thank you very much. But let's take a listen to this.
Good evening, Kalada. My name is Charles Cottrell and I am calling from the island of Buguma. Kalada, I am very happy for the first time as a Rivers man that I hosted the Economic Summit in Rivers State, bringing major industry players into Rivers State to assess the economic potentialities of Rivers State. It is a thing of joy that after 8 years of a kleptocratic rule of former governor of Rivers State, we are beginning to have a purpose-driven government in Rivers State. I can tell you for free that before the 8 years of Governor Wike, of former Governor Wike, we had a purpose-driven government led by Right Honorable Shubigoro Rotimi Amaechi. We knew and we saw the establishment of Songhai model of farming. We had the banana plantation in Ogoni. We had the plantain plantation in Ogoni. We had the Buguma fish farm in Kalabari in Buguma City. We had the reason palm working perfectly. We had Timari putting road drivers in check. And of course, we saw industries coming into Rivers State. Rivers State at that time was competing favorably with Lagos State. What about the entertainment industry? I can tell you that during the time of Rotimi Amaechi, that was the era of Sky B, that was the era of MKs, that was the era of Mazi, that was the era of Summons, that was the era of Duncan Mighty Timaya. That was the era of when our entertainment industry was booming alongside Lagos State. We had a government then. What about the syringe factory that was allowed to waste in the last 8 years? We had in the last 8 years of Rivers State, it has been bricks and mortar, cement, modern cement everywhere, building houses and roads. It is good, but it is not enough. Rivers State is way above bricks and mortar. And for the first time after 8 years, we are having people coming into Rivers State to assess things for themselves, to see things for themselves. Kalada, I am very happy that the Buguma fish farm is going to come back. I am very happy that the syringe factory is coming back. I am very happy that the Songhai model of farming is coming back. I am also very happy that RSSDA is coming back. I am very happy for the first time as a Rivers man that we are beginning to see projects, human-oriented projects in Rivers State. I am very happy that for the first time, loans, soft loans were given to traders, to small-scale business owners to strive in their businesses. I am very happy, and it was transparent. I am not saying this to praising the governor to high heavens, but when we see somebody who is doing well with public funds, we should applaud him. Honestly, if this idea, this initiative is sustained in the next 4 years, I can tell you that Rivers State will be on the track to compete with Lagos State again. It is all about sustainability. If the government of Seifo Bala can intentionally invest only in tourism in the next 2 years or less, investing in tourism, go to Asaramai in Andoni, bring in major players of tourism, and then they invest in Asaramai and Boni, all our coastal areas, and then begin to bring in life into the coastal area. I can tell you that the IGR of Rivers State will boom. It is good to connect the riverine areas to the main city. Let infrastructures be there. Bring in business people who can speak business language and let them partner with the state government. And I can tell you that the value of Naira will be strengthened in Rivers State. Industries will begin to move in. Go to Transamadi, all the warehouses, they are all empty. Nothing is happening. But I believe that with what the government has done, it is yet another time to change the economic trajectory of Rivers State to a purpose-driven government. Thank you. I am Charles Cottrell.
All right, thank you very much, Charles. We've got Victor from Rumokrusi. Victor, welcome. What is on your mind? I'd like to hear from you.
Okay, Kala, good. You see, when the Bible said, when the righteous rule, the people rejoice. First of all, I say that to say this. As a stranger who has been in Rivers State for more than 20 years, I've never seen this kind of government. You know why? The government that come and say the people first and stand their ground stand his ground. He said the people, he must be people first. He must be people first. The guy, although he has all the privilege to sit down there, allegedly sharing the money every month, what will you do to him? Nothing. But he come in, he has the people first. But I want to throw one prayer point to Rivers people. God should chase away these enemies of this state who are going to pitch in government house, who will want to sabotage this vision. Because I could remember some guy in Ogoni. It was the Ogoni. Yes, allegedly it was the Ogoni people that sabotaged that place. They turned that place. They steal everything. The whole place turned to. Yes, you know the reason. I observed they thief to some of those caterpillars that they took down there. They vandalized everything, both the crops. So please, let us not just shout on the radio, we like what they, let's support it, because some of us are sabotaged. Yes, some of us are sabotaged. So let's pray for this government to stand, because it's the government that has the people in mind. He said, hold me accountable, I will account. He said, this government is ready to account for everything. He said, I hear it from one of your soundbites. He said, this government is ready to account for everything.
All right, Victor, I've got to go. Thank you very much. I've got Chika from Port Harcourt. Chika, welcome. What is on your mind? I'd like to hear from you.
Thank you very much. So you see, the previous government, the previous governor focused on roads. But the question is that, what is going to move on those roads? Is it just vehicles? Where the food we want to transport on these roads? The roads are open now for business to drive. Good. The governor, since he has started something new, which is a new policy, a new government, because he's goal-driven, his orientation is totally different. I was there at the investment summit, and I saw what the blueprint is coming up with. It's a nice one. People are talking about tourism. Those local government chairmen, his local government chairmen that are coming, when these ones leave, they should focus on those things. You push those things to them. Not everything has to do with government. What do you have to offer? It's not just keeping local government chairmen that just sit down. You can give them a tax. We need 10 acres of land. People must plant. You can pay them. All local governments, they can do that. Maybe apart from these ones that have gone to area councils like Yobia and Port Harcourt that don't have any land. Those ones in the interior can do that. It must not be the government alone. 10, 20 acres of land, the local government can get them available. Get people to plant. The local governments will pay. So that's my take on that.
All right. Thank you very much, Chika. Thank you very much for your take. Let's go back to WhatsApp now. This one says, Canada, can you imagine how much Rivers State can make from just zoo? I'm guessing you're talking about, the wildlife. Maybe site one towards the airport, Saiken. Okay. That's something the government should look at, I guess. Let's take a listen to this. Before that one, let's see this. This one says, good evening, Mr. Canada. The Economic Investment Summit organized by Rivers State government is a step in the right direction, because business and investors will soon troop into Rivers State and invest. Let Governor Fubara resuscitate Buguma Fish Farm and others so that Rivers youths can be employed. Owanate Clinton West. Okay, all right, if you say so. Let's take a listen to this now.
Good afternoon, Canada. Christian calling from Bonnie. I think agriculture is very, very important. And if you want to tackle the agricultural area of the economy, you don't just about how to bring an end, find a solution to those their challenges. Those that are core fishermen who knows about fishing, you have to go to them, liaise with them, harness them, find out what are their challenges, and deliberate effort to make sure those challenges are brought to known, are brought simplified. That is one area that they can really help and grow the economy. Then most of these multinationals that are in Rivers State here, like in Bonny where I am talking to you from, this LNG project is based and bidded on hard currency, dollars. The workers are supposed to be paid in dollars. But I realize that what they are paying the workers is peanuts. For example, a laborer in this train 7 is supposed to be earning nothing less than $5,000. Now what they paid them is not even up to 200,000 naira. What is happening to the rest of that money? For example, if the bid or the salary marked, you understand, for a laborer is $5,000 and you are paying him less than 200,000. Less than 200,000 is not even up to $1,000. The rest $4,000 that is left, where is it? Whose pocket is it going to? The Rivers State governor or government should investigate and find out who is collecting the $4,000 that is left, that is not paid, that is not attended to. Does it go back to the purse of the federal government, or does it go back to the purse of the state government? Where are you going to? Or is multinationals controlling this money? And where is it out of this? Nobody's looking at.
All right, now, so I'm coming now. First of all, we can in dollars in the countries. Maybe you're talking about in the equivalent of the naira, but no, we can end in dollar. And I get point. That's also a motivating factor if economic growth. You the shame going back to the farms, but the bad with the previous parts is outside the warning of you to use a political administration. The government was you so happy with the what your says. The government should, as a matter of urgency, try to remember the Delta Rock Company in a jail of the state. That is more after a check. Someone has said let's create a zoo. Another person is saying the Delta Rubber companies. Someone has said agriculture. Let's go back to school to land. Some people have made some very notable contributions. And the last audio I listened to talked about ensuring workers at due, right? Please emphasize the issue of building people in government and then selfish. Wait for the government. There are several big churches, all the states federation, all these churches, and it's called and employment work. A lot of you will have jobs and there will be food everywhere. It's them okay. I don't there's after not have that to give special attention to agriculture despite callers regular crying this matter. Agriculture large number of youths provide for people should concentrate on Ghanaian standing vanity. River Canning is Kwam's on farm, it's a fish farm, but I'm talking about crops that remains like a dialogue of the BK. So I think some guys for fish. Let's take a look into this.
Good evening, for our host to qualify for the economic summit that held. This state, I think, election for once in. I saw this last during the Rotimi Ameja. It was not really a summit, but it was a place where businessmen were brought in to assess a place, and the avenue was created for them to strive, and then they created rooms for people to be employed, SMEs to develop, people to think the business. I came from an area where predominantly we are always flooded, at least in recent times.
All right, Sukari, I would pause you. When we come back from the commercial, we'll continue from where you stopped, so please to stay tuned.
Wait, isn't that Polo? He's the one.